Hey guys, welcome back to 50 Days of AFL Fantasy. Today we're talking about Josh Ward and the Hawthorn Hawks midfielders. My favourite midfielders I like to see out there. Josh Ward, coming into his fourth or fifth year now, and a very high draft pick from a few years ago. I think it was, first round, top 10 draft pick, I think. Pick 6 or 7 from 2022, I want to say. And yeah, very highly touted prospect from back then, had huge fantasy numbers in his draft year, and a prospect I've had my eye on for a fair few years as well. So looking back at last year, played 25 games and an average of 75, top score there of 111, and a low score there of 44. I think he had a pretty low time on ground in a couple of games last year, but that improved a lot towards the end of the season. He had two scores there over 100 and none over 120, but I think he's definitely got that accumulating prowess to his midfield game. He's an inside-outside midfielder, and he's really coming into that breakout stage of his career, I think. So, especially with the departure of James Worpel in the off-season, and more recently, we've seen another downfall for Will Day. He's gone down with a shoulder injury this preseason. So they were the second and third banana I felt last year coming in, or last few years, were Warple and Day behind Jai Newcomb. And so with those two out of the way, I think it is time for Josh Ward to step it up. And the opportunity is right there in front of him now, especially to start the year. So again, he was right up there with Nick Dacos in the sense of fantasy numbers in his draft year. He was averaging something close to 107, 108. Again, that was amongst boys, but just showing he was accumulating the ball at will. Very similar numbers to Nick Dacos in his draft year. So just one that, just stood off the page stats-wise straight off the bat, and I think he's got it in him to take it to another level. A couple of the other ones here, also pretty exciting for the Hawks. You got the stalwarts there with Connor Nash and Harry Morrison. They've been there for a little while, always been on the outskirts. Again, with this Day and Warple bump, they might be bringing that experience to the Hawks midfield this year, and they might actually get a little bit of a bump as well. But the other one there that's very exciting for this year might be Cam McKenzie, one that will really flourish, I think, with the substitute rule that's gone out of play for this year ahead. He was always a sub, on or off, and I think just generally being on the field, he's going to bump it up. I'm hoping he can get up into the 70s average by the end of this year as well. But after Ken McKenzie is a bit of a grey area. A lot of very good prospects here for the Hawks. Henry Hustwaite's been pretty good so far. Cody Anderson was a draft pick from last year that didn't get a game. But then these couple here, Ollie Greaves was a late pick from this year's draft. Didn't get picked up in the main draft, got picked up in the rookie draft the night afterwards. But he was one of the best fantasy draftees from this year in the Coates Talent League. Averaged well into 110s, I think, in the Coates Talent League, under 18 league this year. And yeah, one that people thought would go much earlier on draft night. So I think he is in a hot seat to get early games. And another one there is Jack Dalton, who people have been saying is pretty much the Zach Merritt replacement for what we didn't get in the offseason, or what the Hawks didn't get. And he is another accumulating midfielder. Averaged over 30 disposals last year in his, I think he's a Western Australian boy. But just absolutely killed it in the under 18 leagues last year, accumulating the ball at will as well. So big props on him for the future as well. And then Matt Leray there is a wing option for the future. He'll be interesting to see come good. But don't think he's coming good this year. I think this year is all about now Josh Ward, especially to start the year. I'm really got big raps on him. I think I might be a bit conservative here in saying that he will average 85. He could get closer to 90. I don't know. I think the sky is possibly the limit with Josh Ward. So where he goes on draft day is up to you. I won't be sleeping on him. I'll be putting my Hawks hat on and picking Josh Ward up at a reasonable point in drafts.